Aloha, it's Andrea, and I'm here in our backyard, and I just wanted to take a moment and share it with you because without the activity that's currently occurring on the east side of the island, in that there is an eruption and volcanic activity happening and new land is forming, we wouldn't have the backyard, right? There wouldn't be a spot for us to live here. And it's a gift and a joy to be able to experience and be on this island during this magical time when the energy is so intense and raw and new and full of change and transformation and just really testing our will and really testing to see how much we want to be here, how much we want to be who we came here to be on this earth. And she's Pele, I think, is really testing us and trying to, weed out those of us that aren't as serious about contributing to the good of humanity and the good of the earth and so forth. So, anyway, some of you might wonder why we are here. And some of you already know, but I don't know that you really know. I feel like Pele called me home in 2012 when Michael and I came here on vacation. And when we were leaving, I actually turned and said to him, and I quote, "The next time I set foot on this island, I'm not leaving." And he kind of looked at me and just shook his head, but I was really serious. And as you can tell, I made it happen. So there's a reason that I'm here, and there's a reason that everybody on this island is here, and there's a reason why people don't always make it on this island. And Pele will either embrace you or drive you off. And it really, I think, comes down to what you're willing to release and what you're willing to change, what you're willing to accept, what in your perception you're willing to just address and adjust to what the energies here tell you. And there's so much that's unique about this specific place on the planet. It's too much to get into right now, but I'm certain that there's more than just me saying that we need to be here, that caused us to be here. But my proclamation was the number one reason that we ended up here. But again, if we weren't here, if there weren't volcanoes creating this amazing land and creating the landscape that we have, we wouldn't have this place to live. We wouldn't have this place to visit. And so, even as devastating as it is for people to have to be displaced and for them to possibly be losing their lives or their homes, it isn't unknown or surprising. It's not like you're living in Oklahoma, say, where they're starting to have earthquakes and there's no geologic reason for them to have earthquakes other than they're sucking so much oil out of the ground that the density of the water they're pumping back in isn't matching the density of the oil that they sucked out, and they're having earthquakes. In Southern California, you have just as many hazards. You have fires, you have floods, you have earthquakes, and there's nothing that you can control. Mother Nature is her own beast. And just as there's nothing that we can control, there's also nothing that we can control related to who gets into an accident on the freeway during the weekly commute. So there's always things happening that are out of our control that we look at that frighten us. And really, it frightens us because it's a reflection of something within ourselves that we haven't addressed yet. So I'll leave you with that. And I'll just give you a little 360 of the yard. So enjoy. And that would be the clothesline. I'm not going anywhere. Pele will have to send fire down this particular volcano for me to leave. And for us to collect all of our animals and leave. And I just don't see that happening anytime soon. So, with that, I'll see you again in another video. Aloha!